No Other Choice is from Park Chan-wook, director of Oldboy, Decision to Leave, and The Handmaiden. He also wrote it along with Lee Kyung-mi, Don McKellar, and Jia-Ye Lee, based on the book The Axe by American novelist Donald E. Westlake.
미국에서는 해골을 도끼질한다고 그런다면서요. 한국에선 뭐라 그러는지 아세요? 넌 뭐가지야?
Hey, the new movie from the director of Oldboy has been nominated for some Golden Globes in the category of comedy and musical. At first I thought that was the dumbest classification they've done in years, and that's saying a lot. But after thinking about it, it's kind of difficult to defend this as a serious drama. This is not Oldboy. This is more Chan-wook's version of Parasite, but with a lot less humor. I decided not to say that comparison in my always half-assed YouTube short on it because I thought it would look like, oh, this Korean movie is kind of like the only other Korean movie I've seen. Well, I have seen more than 2 Korean movies, and this one is his Parasite. Similar tone, similar themes, so there. It's about a man who's been laid off from his job over a year ago and is now trying to get another job at the same company, but some other people may be more qualified for that job. Better start killing them. The hero is an everyman who's been pushed around by people bigger than him and now must resort to murdering. Namely, killing other everymen. They aren't even bad people here. They're honestly pretty sympathetic. The main guy does some terrible stuff, but you fully understand why. You may or may not root for him to do it, but then again, even he doesn't want to do it. He's pushed to the brink of desperation, and with the job market the way it is, a lot of people will be sympathizing with him. It's a good satire of business and corporate higher-ups screwing over people. It's bleak and anger-inducing, but it's not completely depressing. I don't know if I consider it a comedy, but the tone is just bright enough to sugarcoat all the darkness. And it is a pretty interesting story. The pace could stand to be a bit faster at times, but I don't think I'd call it a slow or boring movie. It's an intriguing tale of murder and the effects of corporate greed. I can't compare it to Decision to Leave or The Handmaiden since I haven't seen either of those movies, though weirdly I have seen his movie Thirst. But compared to Oldboy, it's not as good, but that's an extremely high bar. But I will give it this. Even though it's a lot less depraved, the story is still more grounded in reality. Don't get me wrong, the ending of Oldboy was great, but also a little ridiculous and over the top. This one, I don't want to say that it could happen in the real world since there may be some plot hole that I've been overlooking and I'd just look stupid, but it feels more true. And even without Oldboy's depravity, that might make it more disturbing in a way. Maybe not overall, but in a way. No Other Choice is an interesting thriller that is also very well tuned to the hellscape that is the modern day job market. It balances its darker and less dark tones with grace, and delivers a topical experience.
The treasure has been sighted from the old crow's nest. Be prepared to find what you like best. There's candy for you of quality fine. In fact, an assortment that is so divine. The soda pop is cold, just name your brand. The ice cream is delicious and it's right at hand. If it's popcorn you want, well, take my cue. We have the very finest in the world for you. Just steer a course straight up the aisle. We'll have an intermission for a little while.
The fate of the world.
We have champions from every continent. Okie dokie artichoke
Lies in one man's ball.
Yes!
Don't be so hard on yourself. You got mad skills. You killed him.
Well, duh. What part of sudden death didn't you understand?
Balls of Fury.
Marty Supreme is from Josh Safdie, half the directing team behind Good Time and Uncut Gems. He also wrote it along with Ronald Bronstein, who wrote for those other movies. Coming after the other half, Benny Safdie gave us his own solo project, The Smashing Machine. That one continued their tradition of showing new, more dramatic sides of actors who weren't well regarded at the time, while moving beyond the kind of movies that the duo was known for. This one casts an already respected actor and does a lot of what Josh has always done with his brother. And I think this is kind of the better movie. It tells the true story of a ping pong champion who dreams of playing internationally. But this surprisingly isn't as much about ping pong as the trailers may have you believe. No, this is not a traditional sports movie. For most of it, it is a Safdie Brothers movie. Or half the Safdie Brothers. It's about him trying to get the money to go to other countries to play, often through sleazy methods that often backfire in his face, leaving him to clean up the mess. Most of the second act focuses on the stress and anxiety. He is kind of a terrible person, but Chalamet's performance sort of makes him not likable, but interesting enough that you kind of want him to succeed despite everything. And it ends on a pretty well-done sports scene. Despite everything he's done and everything he is, you still root for him, in part simply because it would spite the company that sent him. Classic way to elicit sympathy for a bad guy, pit him against something even worse. This is more of a stressful crime story than expected, but it is a good one. It's not your average sports movie, but it's at its best when it's farthest from that. It is superior to Smashing Machine in the sense that it's a lot less Oscar baity and a lot more entertaining. A story of a man who won't let the world or human decency get in the way of his dreams. Please support my Patreon, link in the description.